prior to retirement was as chief of our diplomatic mission in Havana. I was there for 3 years, 2011, 2014. The Cuba-U.S. relationship is not your normal diplomatic relationship. This has a really high emotional content. Today in Cuba, you do have a community of people who disagree with the government and are willing to say so publicly, because many Cubans disagree with it, particularly with the economic system. People should have the ability to go out and say whatever they want peacefully. And second, they should have the ability to get together with other citizens to advocate ideas, whether it be business or intellectual or even to form a political party. That's our fundamental disagreement with the Cuban government, is how Cuba treats its own people. Some of the things that the Cuban Revolution introduced, I mean, universal education or health care, I mean, those were great things, and Cubans should be happy with them and proud of them. But you don't have to give up freedom of speech to have a health care system. You don't have to give up freedom of assembly to have universal education. There's plenty of countries, including in Latin America, that have that. So I really think it's time for Cuba to catch up with the rest of the world and catch up with Latin America. We often employ economic sanctions around the world. We're doing it against Iran right now to try to change behavior. But obviously, in the case of Cuba, the Cuban government did not change as a result of those sanctions. So I think the president summed it up and said, look, if it isn't working, we got to try something new. The Cuban government has a long way to go in terms of economic change. You're still not allowed to have private companies in Cuba. And this is particularly the case for ordinary Cubans, because although foreigners can now invest in Cuba and create companies, ordinary Cubans can't. And I think that the government has fundamentally misunderstood the importance of small business in creating economic growth. And until they allow their own citizens to form companies and to employ people and to produce things and to sell things at the retail level, they really will not be able to accomplish their goal of improving the overall economic welfare of the Cuban citizens.